So bored as a motherfucker. We still have no parts, nothing. We still need the clutch, the fuel system, or we need the clutch to get the engine in the car. That's like Mando, but we're putting it in without it. I'm not gonna put the transmission on. I'm gonna put the engine in, and we're gonna route where the engine harness needs to be, because that will be a good bit of work for this weekend, because I need something to do. So I'm gonna start moving all this shit, get the engine over here and the stand over here, and start putting shit in, dude. Okay, so engine is in here. It's just bolted in by the mounts. But you hear this? That's it. The oil pan hitting the rack. So if it's tilted like halfway, it won't hit the rack, but it will very quickly. And I think if I bolt it down all the way, you see how like the mount kind of gets flat? Once it's bolted down all the way, I feel like it is going to hit the rack. So either I'm going to, no, I was gonna say either I'm gonna bam the oil pan a little bit right there, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna order on Amazon some, what do you call them? Hockey pucks. It doesn't need to go that much higher, so I'm just gonna order, like, I don't know how they come. It's probably like a pack or some shit, but I'm gonna order those hockey pucks. I'm gonna cut one of them in half, so they're just like half the size, stack them on the engine mount thing, and it should be enough to raise it up to clear the rack safely. So that's another reason why I put it in. What? Stop. 1 second. That's another reason why I put it in here now, is to see what everything would hit, what I needed clearance. So, nice. Engine is in here. Dog's getting a little anxious, obviously, so I'm going to slide in for the night, but tomorrow we're going to test it. Some headers. Damn, son. Too bad it all has to come back out. So, a little bit more of a explanation. And if you remember from my previous video, or the previous video, I'm sitting on the headlight cover that used to jiggle. Psh, nice and strong. Over the course of, I had spare time, I put just the engine in with the new oil pan and stuff, because it now will fit, so I thought. It does not fit. It's bolted in, but the oil pan still hits the steering rack. So I have to get a hockey puck or 2 hockey pucks, raise the engine up a little bit, and then it'll be able to tilt, and I can tighten it all the way down. Good to go. Still need clutch. But since it's in here, I threw the intake on. It's not bolted on. Get to that. Threw the intake on and figured out the routing of the harness, because I made a ECU mount over in the corner of the passenger side. And I was like, shit, it might not work with the harness. So, figured the harness shit out, and it is kind of like, show you where it's at. So I had to lay the harness on to where like the ECU stuff was this way, right? Explain it like this. So the ECU is all plugged in over here. I had to lay the harness out so it was this way, connect everything. It wraps around the front of the engine, around, and then connects to the ECU over on that side. So it works great. Everything is also connected except for this. Don't know what this is for. It might be like the intake tube or some bullshit. And this guy down here. But there's nothing else in this area that I can plug into. So who knows? moving on from that, the engine is in, but in this one, we are taking it out. So we got to take it out, and there's a reason for that. Let me grab you. So you see, we're just off the intake hole, right? That is why the intake hits the firewall, because the firewall has a giant ass bulge in it for whatever reason from the factory. So I got some Sharpie marks on here where we're going to trim this. We got to take this off, see what's underneath, see how the wiper motor works and all that shit. Box that in so it's a little more spacious, and then we'll be able to bolt the intake on. Easy peasy. But now that I know how everything routes here, that'll help for the future. When I get the clutch, I'll be able to put everything in, bolt this shit all up, connect the harness, good to go pretty quickly. And then the next thing that I need is I'll need to extend these to like the tack and all that kind of stuff, blah, 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 blah. And then these. So I'll have to drill another hole in the firewall right back about right here. Put a little grommet so I can get all these guys through the wall. So some work to do, but for right now, I'm going to post you up on the vise, and we're going to start disconnecting all that shit and pull the engine out.
Compliments of the chef.
Engine's out. Fucking record time. I've done this shit like 1,000 times. Yeah, so easy shit. Easy shit. Now I'm just cleaning up around this little fucking spot real fast. Put my VIN there. Get my shit out of there. And we need what tool? Phillips. And that should be it. Phillips. Phillips. All right, and it's just gonna be off. So this is what I'm looking for underneath here. So we have these rods that control, so I'm moving this and it moves that bolt there. So these little rods is what push side to side and control the wipers. So this rod, of course, this bump is because the wiper needs to function. So to run the truck intake, I need to have no wiper. Wiper's kind of important. Okay, so I'm back after some deliberation, some thinking. And it's crazy, we fucking figured it out, dude. So bam, it's in there all the way. Intake is fully on. And we got an ass load of room. You know how we did it? Hockey pucks. Hockey pucks. Shout out to my boss. Went and got me hockey pucks while I was at work. Fuck yeah. Got the hockey pucks in there, raising the engine up a little bit. It does not hit the steering rack anymore. Only if it's tilted all the way forward, which it won't be when it's in the, like, the transmission's on. It'll be more tilty backwards. But there's a good amount of room underneath there. So that is ideal. Take this fucking hood off, Jesus. So, engine's in there right now. I sold my old engine mounts. I sold them. So that's sick. I got $300 for that. So they got me a clutch, this fucking new sweatshirt, and some other shit. But the clutch is on the way. So that means engine has to come out, put it on the ground. I got to attach this with these, this. The clutch will go on this. And then I'll be able to put the transmission on. And then that's everything all bolted together. That can go in. Then it's transmission mount time. So I'm going to start getting situated to pull this thing out for the fucking 4th or 5th time. And yeah, let's pull it out. So, forgot to hit record, but it's out. So, yay. Okay, so time has passed. Engine is still out, but we received the piece we need. We got clutch. We got a clutch. Got our fucking little alignment tool here. Throw a bearing. We're set. So today we're going to get all of the adapter kit stuff and clutch stuff on the back of the engine. We got to clearance the starter area for that on the transmission. Get everything on there. Just remember, I got to trim the block so I can put the starter on the transmission. And then hopefully we can try to stab it in there. But if not, by the end of the day, I'd like to have everything assembled. So I start putting bolts in together and putting you on a damn tripod.
Compliments of the chef.
Alright, so checking back in after the little fucking montage going on. So, flywheel is on here, torqued up. Adapter plate's on here, torqued up. Clutch time. Come over to the clutch. Like, alright, move this. Let's get the bolts for it. Move this out the way. Dude, there's no fucking hardware with this clutch. What the fuck, dude? So I assume, since I ordered just this, like pressure plate and the clutch disc, they assumed, or the kit sells it as, I assume, you have hardware because you're just replacing your clutch and pressure plate. So I gotta order hardware for that, and then we'll be able to put the clutch on. So, more waiting, man. God damn it. 4 to 7 businesses will have a clutch, and then hopefully a couple days after that we'll have the engine in the car. Delays on delays on delays, man.